Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mercedes. In today's video, I have a lot, a lot of polishes and items to share with you all. These are all of the items that are going to be available at the Polish and Beauty Expo. Now, there's definitely going to be a lot more, but these are just the items that I received from these specific makers. I'm sure they're going to be bringing even more items, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of information that is also going to go along with these polishes and these items as well. So as much as I know, I'll make sure to either explain it in the video, or if I forget or miss something, I'm going to leave everything down in the description box below. Now, if you haven't heard of what the Polish and Beauty Expo is, it is an amazing event that happens yearly. It started in the year 2020 and it's just been going continuously since then. I know originally it started off in different states and different cities and towns. Most recently, the past, I think this is going on the third year for me that I'll be there. So it's moving forward, it's always going to stay in Chicago. So I've always known it as being in Chicago. That was my first time. I think it was in 2022. Yes, 2022 that I attended my first Polish and Beauty Expo. So it's hosted by KB Shimmer. They always run everything, put everything together, have tickets up for sale. Usually the tickets will go up at the end of the year, so around like November, December. And it's just really an opportunity for indie makers and beauty makers to make connections, to connect with each other, and for all of us who are obsessed with nail polish and beauty to have a common place to meet. Now, the Polish and Beauty Expo is a 2-day event. So on the first day, which is on a Saturday, on the 13th and the 14th. So on the 13th, on Saturday, what will happen is that there will be a dinner on that day from, I think it's like 6 to 8. It's about 2 hours long. And some of the makers come, all of the people who might be attending the next day at the expo will be there. You get to have dinner and drinks. And then at each of these round tables, you have like sneak peeks of what's going to be available the next day. So it's nice. So you get to eat and then you mingle, take pictures, you talk. They have decorations. There's like a backdrop with like props and stuff. It's really, really fun. And it goes by like so quickly. And you're like, oh, like I wish I had more time just to talk and connect. And then the next day is the actual expo. So depending on your ticket, you can either get like general admission or you can get a VIP ticket. Now VIP, you get to go in a little bit earlier and you have like extra goodies in your bag and stuff. I don't really remember the times. I gotta look at my ticket. I did get a VIP ticket. I was stalking the website. So, when the tickets became available, I was like, click, 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 like mine. Just because I noticed the second year that I went, the volume was much more and I just wanted to get ahead of the game. There's also other little events that go on during the weekend as well. You have like polish making classes and other little classes as well. I usually don't go to those. I just usually do the dinner and the expo, but there's also a lot, other things that go on during the weekend too. But really, it's such an amazing time, and I recommend the Polish and Beauty Expo to the entire nail community, anybody who loves beauty products, because it's not just nail polish that's there. You have like soaps and lotions and stuff like that too. So if you think about it, like Polish Pickup and Hella Handmade Creations, you get to buy soaps and lotions and stuff. So some of these makers are also going to be attending. But I absolutely love it. I love being able to meet the people that I'm connecting with online, my polish friends, all of the makers that I work with. I just loved chatting and meeting everybody and seeing faces again for the second time around. This time it's going to be the third time around, so I'm very, very excited. So if you see me, please make sure to say hi. You are probably going to recognize me before I recognize you, so it's okay. Tap my shoulder, approach me, say hi. But anyways, I have a lot of polishes to share with you all. So like grab a snack, lay down, sit on your couch. Like it's gonna be a long one. So let's get into it. All right, we're starting off with Victorian Varnish. I have lots of information from each brand, so I think I'm gonna save that towards the end and maybe incorporate some of it, but we'll start off with the polishes first. So here we have Red Hot Flamingo. And this is a red hot neon cream with orange undertones. And it's actually UV reactive, which I did not know because I'm just reading the description now. But so just keep that in mind. But look at this, like, oh my God, this is lower lighting. This is hot. This is spicy. This is bright. This is juicy. Oh my gosh. I know it's described as a cream. I feel like it's more, like it leans more on the curlier side, but I am not mad at that. I am in love. Now I love my red polishes that have sort of like that warmer orangey undertone. I love my cool reds, but I love when there's like a dab of orange in there. It just, I feel like it looks so good. This, you have to wear it on its own. Like you cannot top this with anything. You can't stamp it, like nothing. It just needs to be worn on its own. You just have to appreciate the color, the formula, and everything that this is. It is gorgeous. Pictured are 2 coats of Red Hot Flamingo with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Swirly Sights, and this one is described as a milky crelly with large particle blue shimmers and a host of primary shaded glitters. Now each of these polishes that we're going to be seeing from Victorian Varnish are going to be priced at $12. You can get the whole collection for $66. Now all of these polishes were inspired by landscapes and architecture around Chicago with a sugary twist. So all of these will obviously be available at PBE. If there's anything extra, it'll be available on the Victorian Varnish website. Now I put this polish up in 2 coats, which my nails were a little bit longer during swatching all of these or swatching Victorian Varnish polishes. So I feel like 2 coats with this sort of finish, this crelly polish, is pretty impressive, right? Usually crellies takes about 3 coats to get full opacity. Yes, I could have done a 3rd coat and I could have got a more opaque base, but I feel like that's the fun in crellies. It's like you have a little bit of squishiness, you know, it doesn't have to be fully opaque. You have all these gorgeous primary colored glitters in here. You have that beautiful blue shimmer running across that milky base. This is a very fun polish. I would use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it just to get a more plump, juicier effect. Especially when you have all of these glitters in here, it could lead to a little bit of texture. Pictured are 2 coats of Swirly Sights with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Chocolate Skyscraper, and this one is described as a dreamy dark chocolate scattered with a dose of pink, peach, bronze, and aurora shimmers. This one had a fantastic formula. I ended up building it up in 2 coats with my longer nails, and that was perfect. I really love that pink peach sparkle in here. It is so pretty, and you don't lose any of that color or any of that sparkliness with this darker base. I know sometimes those shimmers can sort of blend into that background and, you know, and not be so visible, but for this you can definitely see that glow from within. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to work fine for you. It's so pretty. It does remind me of chocolate. I am actually a big chocolate fan. I will eat chocolate all day, every day, if you give me the chance to. One of my favorite chocolate bars is from like the Cadbury brand, just like the milk chocolate. Oh my god, so good. That is more like a milk chocolate sort of color. This is definitely more of a darker color. This is going to be perfect for the fall time. You have that beautiful shimmer in here that gives you that wonderful glow, which is just perfect for perfection for the fall. Pictured are 2 coats of Chocolate Skyscraper with a glossy top coat. Next up we have freeze-dried jelly bean, and this one is described as a frozen delight in titanium silver base with silver flakies. Now this one was the formula was perfection to work with. I ended up building it up in 3 coats, so I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you. And I think this is inspired by the bean. I don't know, but it definitely reminds me of the bean, the piece of architecture that is in like downtown Chicago, the super shiny bean. But this polish is so reflective and so shiny. Honestly, I thought I was not going to like this polish, but I really did enjoy it. It's just something different, very different. This is a polish that I would wear if I wanted to go out for the weekend, you know, on a Saturday night or Friday night, even something for like New Year's, or just like a date night or something, because it is a statement on your nails for sure. It has a bit of sparkle in there. It's definitely reflective, but not like reflective glitter, just like reflective, like mirror-like. It's very different and very pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of freeze-dried jelly bean with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Bitto of You. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I recorded myself like 5 times saying that. I'm like cracking myself up. But this one is described as a neon navy base with loads of sweet aurora shimmer in red, orange, gold, green. And this is UV reactive, which I'm sorry I did not show you guys. I usually don't read descriptions until after I swatch, just because I want to get the truest you know, first impressions. But I built this one up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you. I feel like this worked for me. Like the formula was more on the like crellier side, or just like a dash of like crelly-ish formula, because it still gave me that like juicy, bouncy effect, but still I was able to build it up to fuller opacity in 2 coats on my longer nails. But I am in love with this shimmer in here. Like, look at that beautiful red, that beautiful orange just like running through the nail. We see some of that gold just right underneath, and it's just really like sprinkled out through the nail bed, and just bringing, like, it has this wonderful glow to it. Now the green we don't see too much. We kind of see it like sprinkled throughout the nail, but predominantly we're looking at that red and that orange and that beautiful glow from that gold shimmer. It is beautiful. I love how this is described as a navy base, and we can still tell that it's navy, and it's not just a darker shade of something, of like, you know how like darker colors can look just black. Not this one. This looks navy. It's described as navy, and that's what I appreciate about Victorian Varnish. It's like what I'm reading for the descriptions is what you're going to see on your nails, and I love that about this brand. Pictured are 2 coats of Bitto of You with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have Jelly Filled Fountain, and this one is described as a scrumptious berry shade with intense pink gold bronze shimmer, scattered hollow, and reflective glitter. Lots going on, but I love busy polishes. I think they always look fantastic if they are done correctly, and this one was done correctly. I built it up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you, depending on your application. Now this does have reflective glitter in there, so you want to be careful actually with your application. Polish that has reflective glitter tends to be a little more on the thicker side. I didn't find this polish to be thick at all, but it is going to dry down textured, so you're going to want to use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it. But look at how glorious this looks. The reflective glitter isn't overbearing. It's enough to give you that beautiful twinkle, that beautiful sparkle. In this berry shade, oh my gosh, like, oh my goodness, like, I love how you can see that bronze, and it gives you this mysterious sort of vibe along the perimeter of your nail. It's just, this is beautiful. I think this is going to be a lovely polish for summer and a lovely polish for the fall as well. Pictured are 2 coats of Jelly Filled Fountain with a glossy top coat. Now, at the Polish and Beauty Expo, the first 50 customers that purchase the entire Sugar Scapes collection will receive a branded Victorian Varnish exclusive Ziploc style iridescent multi-chrome bag. It's going to have a whole bunch of candy and exclusive stickers inside. Now, if you haven't seen any of the Victorian Varnish stickers, you need to go check out a few of my videos. They are absolutely gorgeous. Victorian Varnish does an amazing job with their stickers. I'm so in love. They always look so realistic in a imaginative way. I don't know, I just love them. I love them. But anyways, you'll get this cute little bag. It is so shiny, so iridescent. It fits a good amount. Like, you can see that with my hand next to the bag, that it's a pretty decent size. But there you have it. So remember, the first 50 customers that purchase the whole collection will get this bag with lots of candy and exclusive stickers. Victorian Varnish will also have a couple of cuticle oil pens that they'll be bringing to PBE. This one is in the scent Orange You Just a Slice. So it's a very fresh, lightly scented cuticle oil. They really are very conditioning. I know that she's also going to be bringing the big old bottles of the body oil, which I absolutely love. I have one on my desk, and I use it for my hands and for my nails and cuticles, like daily, multiple times a day. But this is the cuticle pen version. It's like a little clicker. You just click down, and then the oil just comes right down. But you have a lot of amazing ingredients in here. I'll make sure I leave the list of ingredients down below. I always put more than I need just for the sake of the video and to show you guys. But I always put a little bit on each nail and then just sort of like rub it in, really let it soak in. These aren't going to leave your hands and your fingers greasy. Again, I always just put a lot more than I really need. But yes, so this one is Aren't You Just a Slice, which smells so refreshing, has like a little sweet scent. And then coming to PBE, there's going to be another cuticle oil pen. This is Give Me Some Sugar, a nice sweet scent. So a lot of amazing ingredients you see here. Jojoba oil, you have hemp seed oil, grapeseed oil, all amazing things for your hands and nails. BCB Lacquers is bringing us this door buster. Now I don't have details on the polish description or pricing or any of that. When I find out, I'll make sure to leave it down below in the description. But this is a beautiful polish. I almost considered wearing this one to PBE, but I wanted something a little bit more brighter. So I feel like this is on the curlier side. You can see on the first coat is a little more sheer, but once we go in for that second coat, it really pops. That fuchsia, bright pink, purpley base color really pops. We have these neon yellowish green circle glitters. It is jam-packed with all of these, I think they're like glass flakies. I think. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll make sure to leave the description. But look at this on the third coat. I built it up to full opacity. The key with this polish, work in thin coats because there's so many components that you don't want to get all gloopy and gummy and all of that. I would recommend using a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat just to plump everything out, smooth out all these components and all of that. I love the addition of the black flakies in here. This is such a fun summer polish and a fun fall polish as well. Pictured are 3 coats of BCB Lacquers. Trick or treat yourself with a glossy top coat. Moving on to Jen and Berries, and this is going to be an exclusive duo inspired by Mean Girls. So this is the first polish. Each of these will be priced at $13, or you can get both of them for $24. And this one is called Get In Loser, We're Going Shopping, and it's described as a violet jelly base with purple red and pink orange shifting glass flakies. So definitely a jelly base for sure. You can see how squishy and bouncy it looks on the nails. The secret to this polish is going to be working with thin coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats is going to work for you depending on how opaque you want it. And how vibrant you want that base to be. I thought it was fantastic with 3 coats. Like I said, you want to be careful working with your coats with this because it leans more on the thicker end because we have all of those gorgeous flakies in there. So thin coats is best. But look at this. Look at this in 3 coats. Look how deep and vibrant that base is. Those flakies are just on fire. You can definitely see the pink and the orange shifting flakies in there. They're just stunning. It sort of gives you this sort of like pond effect, just ever so slightly, but I think it's because of that jelly base that we have here. I love this. This is going to be beautiful for the summer and beautiful for the fall as well. Pictured are 3 coats of Get In Loser, We're Going Shopping with a glossy top coat. The second polish in the Mean Girls duo is She Doesn't Even Go Here, and this is described as a lavender crelly with pink, orange, gold shifty shimmer and scattered holographic flakies. Now this one goes on that first coat a little sheer, but don't let that fool you. I ended up building this one up in 3 coats and I reached full opacity, so I think long or short nails 3 coats is going to work best for you. But you can see on that second coat that base color just builds up even more. You can definitely see a lot more of that lavender and definitely a lot more of that pink and orange shift just glowing from within. I love the hollow flakies in here. It's just enough hollow flakies in here, not too much, not too little. I'm a big fan of hollow flakies. I know I probably sound like a broken record to a lot of you, but I will keep and continue to say that. But I love how this pink shimmer, that orange shimmer, just peeks in from within. You can definitely see some of the gold more faintly though. I think that gold shifty shimmer is sort of dispersed throughout the nail and kind of like a base layer for the rest of this shimmer. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of She Doesn't Even Go Here with a glossy top coat. Now we're moving on to Garden Path Lacquers. Now there's going to be this beautiful limited edition trio, so you can get each of these for $12. For the show at PBE, you're going to be able to get polishes for $10 each as long as you get 5 or more. And then for people who are not able to attend Polish and Beauty Expo, this trio, so this polish and the next 2 are going to be available on the website from the 17th of July through the 24th. And I'll leave all the pricing and details and all of that down below. But this one is Straight to Chicago. It's a clear base filled with royal purple holographic micro glitter, large particle aurora shimmer that shifts between green, gold, blue, and it has holographic micro flakes. Whew, that was a lot of information, a lot of detail in this polish. I am in love with Garden Path Lacquers in their beautiful clear bases with micro glitter. They just do it so well. I love that you're able to see all the beautiful glowy shiftiness. You can see that green, you can see that gold, you can definitely see some blue at certain angles. And I love how this is a clear base with tons of things just thrown in there, but everything works so seamlessly. All of these, just FYI, are going to be a clear base filled with lots of beautiful goodies. But definitely in love with this one. It built up beautifully. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you to reach full opacity. Pictured are 3 coats of Straight to Chicago with a glossy top coat. Next up, we have A Garden Grows in Tinley Park. This one is a clear base that is filled with emerald green holographic micro glitter, large particle aurora shimmer that shifts between pink, red, orange, gold, and green. And this one also has holographic micro flakes. So here it is on that first coat. You can definitely see we need another coat or two just to build it up. On that second coat, oh my goodness, you start seeing all the beautiful shifts. You can see that pink and that red and the orange. I see a little bit of purple as well, because it could just be a lot of these colors just mixing in together. The holographic micro glitter is stunning. It is super hollow. Just the mixture of all of these components really gives this polish such a beautiful glow factor, so sparkly, really all 3 of them with the components that they have. But look how shifty, look how much of a chameleon this color is. I mean, you can definitely see that emerald base, but there's so many different pigments in here that really at any angle you're going to see a different color, multiple colors at any and all times. I definitely recommend 3 coats for everybody. I think you're going to reach full opacity no matter what your nail length is. Pictured are 3 coats of A Garden Grows in Tinley Park with a glossy top coat. Here we have Path to PBE, and this one is described as a clear base that's filled with fuchsia holographic micro glitter, large particle aurora shimmer that shifts between orange, bronze, gold, and green, and it also has holographic micro flakies. So just like the first 2 polishes, it goes on pretty sheer-ish. I don't even want to call this like sheer because it's just buildable, right? On that second coat, you start seeing more depth. You can definitely see the fuchsia base building, right? You definitely start seeing some of that orange, some of that gold, definitely some of the bronze just sort of mixed in throughout the nail. And then of course, these holographic micro flakes are large and in charge, and I'm all for it. This is a beautiful polish, I think, for summer, for fall. It just has such a variety of different colors and shades that I really think, honestly, this is probably going to be great for all year round if you're a seasonal polish wearer. I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to work best for you and for everybody. Pictured are 3 coats of Path to PBE with a glossy top coat. Now, Garden Path Lacquers is also bringing us a 6-piece collection to PBE. This is called the Dead Boy Detectives Collection, and it's inspired by the Neil Gaiman characters in the Netflix series The Dead Boy Detectives. Now, this is obviously going to be available at PBE, but it will be available for pre-order between the 17th and the 24th of July on the Garden Path Lacquers website. And I'll leave all the pricing and all the information down below. We're starting off with something you really need to hear. This one is a sunshine yellow curly base that is filled with green blue shifting aurora shimmer, and it's inspired by Liddy and Kingham, the tiny foul-mouthed dandelion sprites. I haven't seen this series or this TV show, so I don't know the references, but anyways, this is a gorgeous shade of yellow. I built it up in 3 coats, and I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to work best for you to get full opacity. Now, usually with yellow, sometimes they can be a little bit tricky with the formula. I had no issues with this formula. Everything applied smoothly and evenly. And sometimes with yellow polishes, they can either pull too warm and kind of give you that yucky yellow nail look. But this one definitely does not give me that yucky yellow nail look. This is stunning, and what makes it beautiful is that wonderful shifting shimmer in here. It just gives it so much depth. It really just looks like sun rays on your nails. It is beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of Something You Really Need to Hear with a glossy top coat. Moving on to The Answers Are Endless, and this one's inspired by Despair's cameo in the Netflix series. This one is a lightly tinted gray curly base that is accented by a delicate purple shifting aurora shimmer. So another lovely lighter shade, something very refreshing. Formula for this one was fantastic to work with. Again, another lighter polish that I was really shocked that had such an amazing formula, because lots of white polishes, yellow polishes, sometimes like lighter pink polishes can definitely take some working with to get that right amount of opacity. Now you can see I built it up on 2 coats. You can sort of see my nail line just a little bit. Just keep in mind, I film with very bright lights, but I thought 2 coats was perfect. Like, I was happy with the opacity on my shorter nails, and just look how smooth everything is. I love how you have this lighter sort of gray curly base, but it still doesn't take away from the crispness. Sometimes if you have too much gray or too much pink, or too much of a tint in a white base, it can look a little off or a little bit dirty, especially when you're dealing with gray. But this one does not look like that at all. That beautiful purple shifting aurora shimmer, again, just runs so nicely along all of your nail beds, along all of this polish. It was gorgeous, something definitely to wear in the spring and summertime, and even in the winter. I see this as a wonderful pedicure. Long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you depending on your preference. Pictured are 2 coats of The Answers Are Endless with a glossy top coat. This one is excellent reading comprehension skills, inspired by Nico. On the PR description it says she may be a fighter, but she has excellent reading comprehension. This one is a vibrant grassy green curly base that suspends with pink, orange, gold shifting aurora shimmer. Another beautiful, dazzling, sparkly polish. You can see on that first coat it does apply a little more sheer. This is a curly, so you're going to have to build it up to the opacity that you prefer. But on the second coat, it deepens up that grassy base. I did decide to go in for a 3rd coat just to sort of cover up any nail line that I had and really just deepen everything up. The pink aurora shimmer in here is the most prominent. It almost leans a little purple. I think it's just because of all the colors mixing together. But you can see the gold and the orange just underneath all of that beautiful pink aurora shimmer, and especially at stronger angles for sure. So directly head on, you're going to see the pinkish sort of shimmer, and then at angles you're going to see that orange and that gold shifty shimmer. This one is very pretty, a very delicate, dainty shade, but still makes a statement. Pictured are 3 coats of excellent reading comprehension with a glossy top coat. Next up we have What Are We Even Doing? This one's inspired by the witch Esther Finch. If she can't milk children's fear to maintain her youth, what are we even doing? That must be a quote in the series. But this one is a violet purple curly base that's accented with green to turquoise shifting aurora shimmer. So this one, again, another curlier base, so it's going to go on more lightly, more sheer on that first coat. On the second coat, look at that opacity. It's already building up wonderfully. Now it looks like it's a little streaky, but all of that settles. So you can see right here, this already is no glossy top coat. It's just the polish that has settled once it has been dried. So it does dry down glossy, but I always recommend a glossy top coat. Now you see here that it's just a boom. It looks like a completely different polish, which is crazy to me. I kind of had to look back and make sure I was putting in the right swatches, but it's such a chameleon of a shade. It has so much shifty shimmer that's just jam-packed in here. So you're gonna get all sorts of different colors. Pictured are 2 coats of What Are We Even Doing with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Introducing Teeth Face, and this one's inspired by Esther Finch's Giant Demonic Mushroom. This is a royal blue curly base that suspends with red, orange, gold shifting aurora shimmer. This one I felt like was the most opaque out of the bunch. As you can see, it does cover a lot of nail. I built it up in 2 coats, and I thought that was perfect for my shorter, longer-ish nails. I think long or short nails, I think honestly 2 to 3 coats is going to work best for you, just depending on how you polish and how thick your coats are going to be. But it does have a lovely range for shiftiness. So we see a lot of the red, which gives us that beautiful fiery glow. That orange and that gold also just like fire from within. I love the contrasting effect for this one. So that royal blue base with that super, super intense, strong red, orange, gold shifting shimmer. Pictured are 2 coats of Introducing Teeth Face with a glossy top coat. And the last polish in this collection is Polaroids in a Graveyard. This is inspired by our 2 dead boy detectives, Edwin and Charles. This one is a mud brown curly base, which is highlighted with blue shifting aurora shimmer. I love how this one is also a like chameleon shade as well. So you definitely see that muddy, dirty brown base. And then look at that second coat. You start seeing that blue shifting aurora shimmer just building up and just really transforming the nail. And look at this. It's like a completely different polish when you're moving your nails around, moving your hands around. So we see a lot of that shifting aurora shimmer all throughout the nail. We can still see some of that muddy brown base at certain angles and sort of kind of peeking in from the bottom with the blue shifting shimmer. It's beautiful. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. Pictured are 2 coats of Polaroids in a Graveyard with a glossy top coat. Right, moving on to Zombie Claw. I don't have the name of this polish just yet or specific details other than pricing and description, but I'll make sure to update my description box below once I receive more. But I do know that this one and the next polish you're going to see is going to be priced at $10. This one is it's a exclusive to Polish and Beauty Expo. It's a beautiful glow in the dark polish with electric gold shimmer. The formula was fantastic to work with. I ended up going in for a 3rd coat just to sort of build up that depth a little bit more, hide any like bald spots, any patches I saw as I was polishing. And I thought 3 coats was just perfection. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you. This is it right here with no glossy top coat, and then you're going to see it on the full hand swatch with the glossy top coat. And you can see how that beautiful gold shimmer just comes to life. Obviously this green is the star of the show, but that gold shimmer that runs throughout gives it this nice little electric feel. Love this one. So this is the first exclusive for Zombie Claw, and again, I'll make sure to leave the name and all of that information down below. So here it is pictured in 3 coats, and it is glow in the dark, so I'm going to show you a quick picture of how it looks. It glows a super, super bright green. And this is the second exclusive, again priced at $10. I'll make sure to leave the name and all of that down below. This one is a purple base that has a touch of reflective glitter and electric gold red shimmer. So I love reflective glitter. I'm sure a lot of you know that by now. It's going to dry down a little texture just because of the reflective glitter. That's okay. We're going to expect that, right? So you want to use a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it. But this is it in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, I feel like 2 to 3 coats is going to work best. Honestly, really, I think 2 coats is going to work great for everybody. I love that red shimmer that is just glowing all throughout the nail. The reflective glitter gives it this beautiful twinkle and sparkle, and just that nice dark, deeper purple base. It looks so mysterious just like around my nail with that lighter sort of a shifty shimmer peeking through. Stunning. And here it is in 2 coats. Now we're moving on to the Zombie Berries duo. So Jen and Berries and Zombie Claw get together. As far as I remember, I feel like for a couple years now, and they always create a duo exclusive to PBE. This one, both of the polishes will be priced at $24. You cannot buy them separately, so you have to get them together. So the first one here is from Zombie Claw. It's called Sweetheart, I Got You, and it's inspired by Crescent City. I'm actually reading the book right now, and I am in love with it. But this one is described as a bright orange with electric gold shimmer and a touch of electric shimmer. So this is stunning. I built it up in 3 coats. I think long or short nails, 3 coats is going to work best for you. Now it may dry down with a little bit of texture because of that reflective glitter, so you're going to want to use a glitter smoother and then your glossy top coat over it. I love this one. This is going to be beautiful for summertime. It is bright and bold, not necessarily neon-esque, but bright enough to give you a nice wonderful pop on the nail. The reflective glitter isn't overbearing. It's just enough to give a nice little sparkle. And honestly, I feel like at different angles, this sort of looks like, I don't want to call it nude, right? Because it's not. It's a really bright orange, but it's not like in your face bright. And at certain angles, like extreme angles, you get a nice wash of color, and then like head on, you get a nice brighter, bolder shade. I don't know how it does it, but like it just does. It's gorgeous. So there is the 3 coats of the Zombie Claw or Zombie Berries offering. Now let's move on to the Jen and Berries one. Here we have I Will Find You Again. And this one is described as an iris purple crelly with intense purple, pink, orange, green, gold green, shifty shimmer, and a dusting of holographic micro flakies. This one is another beautiful one. On that first coat, it does apply more on the sheer side, but again, do not be fooled because it builds up beautifully. You can see all the sparkle, all the shimmer in there just dazzling away, doing its thing. And then on the second coat, you can see that the base really deepens up to a beautiful darker purple shade. Really like lavender, right? Or iris. I mean, it says iris, but I see like a dark lavender. Or is that iris? I don't know. But it's beautiful in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, because this is a crelly, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. Now you see that intense purple shift at the edges of my nails. You can see some of that orange peeking through from within. Some of the green I don't really see unless it's like super extreme angles. So I'm getting a lot of that pink shift, a lot of that orange shift, and definitely a lot of that intense purple shift. And then of course the dusting of holographic flakies. The micro flakies just blend in so well and give you that extra sparkle. Pictured are 2 coats of the Zombie Berries duo, Jen and Berries, I Will Find You Again. Now we're moving on to Red Eyed Lacquer. I don't have details on pricing and all of that. When I find out, I'll definitely I'll definitely write everything down below. But these next polishes are inspired by the lovely Latanya, Lacquer to Lashes on Instagram. I absolutely love her. Oh my god. And like, I was laughing the entire time while I was swatching these because they are quotes of what she says during her live. So if you're not familiar with Latanya, she swatches live swatches on Instagram, like lives, so which is really helpful. But this one is Talk Amongst Yourselves. Like, this is what she says all the time when she's just like trying to figure out what the heck is going on. She lost the polish. She trying to find a description. She's like, talk amongst yourselves. This one is a berry crelly with purple teal shifting shimmer and hollow flakies. And my goodness, is it beautiful. The formula was fantastic to work with. I built it up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats is going to work best for you. I love the chunky hollow flakies in here. It gives it so much depth and dimension. You can see a lot of the shimmer just glowing from within. Now it says purple teal shifting shimmer. I definitely see some of the teal at extreme angles, but I see a lot of gold as well. But regardless, it is a stunning, stunning polish. Pictured are 2 coats of Talk Amongst Yourselves with a glossy top coat. Here we have Top Pickety Pick, which she also says all the time. I like hear her voice. It's like engraved in my head. Anytime she's reviewing or swatching a collection, she always picks her Top Pickety Pick all of the time. This one is a hot pink sheer crelly with orange gold shifting shimmer and pink shifting flakes. This is so versatile. You can definitely build it up on its own, which I'm going to show you, or you can use it as a topper. Now, I didn't show it off as a topper. I just built it up on its own. How glorious is that? Look at all those stunning shifting flakies. I'm usually not a fan of like larger flakies that aren't as like jam-packed. I don't really like sparse flakies, but this one, I'll take the sparse flakies all day because it is bright, it is bold, it is beautiful. I see all of the beautiful shifts. I see that orange and that gold peeking through. I honestly see some of a deeper sort of purple shade along like the perimeters of my nails. This is just stunning for the summertime, like a must-have for sure. Pictured are 2 coats of Top Pickety Pick with a glossy top coat. The next polish is coming for your coins. Anytime she's talking about a polish in a collection or whatever, and it's an amazing collection or an amazing polish, they're coming for your coins. These makers are coming for your coins per the Tanya, and they really are. Like, Red Eyed Lacquer is coming for our coins with these few polishes, like, for real. This one is described as a medium dusty blue crelly with black flakes, pink, purple gold shifting flakies. You can see here on that second coat, like, oof, how beautiful. Like, the flakies just disperse so evenly. I ended up going in for a third coat. This is acrylic, so I'm definitely going to get that squishier sort of shearer look on the nail, but I was able to build up full opacity on my shorter nails in about 3 coats. I think long or short nails, 3 coats will work best for you. I was trying to like make my camera sort of focus, but it just was not doing its job. But you can see here on the full hand swatch, all of those glorious flakies. So we see pink, we see purple. Those black flakies are just mixed in perfectly, and we get that beautiful dusty blue crelly, that periwinkle shade just shining from within. Another glorious, glorious polish. And just a tip too, like if you're wearing a polish that has a lot of flakies, I always like to wear a glitter smoother and then my glossy top coat, and it really just plumps everything out. You're not going to get any texture with this, or really with any flaky polish. But when you get so many flakies jam-packed into a polish, you don't get that plump, juicy effect. At least for me, I feel like I don't. So I like to go in with a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat, and then I get that lovely, lovely, juicy look. Pictured our 3 coats of Coming for Your Coins with a glossy top coat. And next up we have Stay in Your Lane, and another hilarious quote she also says. I'm telling you, like, her voice is ringing in my head right now. This is described as a deep purple crelly with pink orange shifting shimmer. Such a simple description for such a beautiful polish. Now that pink orange shimmer is not going to get lost in this polish. Sometimes with darker, deeper bases, sometimes the shimmer doesn't really glow or shine from within. It's not the case in this polish. Again, this is another curly polish, so depending on the length of your nails and just preference, you might want to do 3 coats. I was okay with 2 coats on my shorter-ish nails, so you can see here that shimmer just glowing and sparkling from within. We see a lot of the pink, we see some orange as well, and just in 2 coats here, everything just comes together. It really just comes together. That shimmer just disperses all throughout the nails. So you see what I'm saying, where that shimmer doesn't get lost. It gives you that beautiful shift within this darker base, and it makes it look so mysterious and so pretty. I feel like this is a polish to wear all year round, just because of the shimmer that's in here and the darker base that you can play with. Pictured our 2 coats of Stay in Your Lane with a glossy top coat. Now we're moving on to the exclusives for Glisten and Glow. I'm not sure if this is going to be available on the website afterwards. Again, I will leave all the information down below if and when I find out. This one is Devouring Deep Dish. It's going to be priced at $11.50. This one is described as a red jelly polish loaded with larger particle shimmer that shifts yellow, green, and blue. Look at how stunning this formula is. I built it up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. It's just going to depend on your preference. Now, this is described as a jelly polish, so do keep that in mind when you are polishing my longer nail friends. But honestly, I think you're going to build up to full opacity in 2 or 3 coats. The shimmer in here is loaded. That larger particle shimmer stands out very prominently. You see that yellow, you see like the green and the blue, but at like extreme angles, and just at like the ends and the tips of my nails is where you're going to see that green and that blue. The star of the show is definitely that beautiful shifty yellow large particle shimmer, and then of course that wonderful red base. Pictured our 2 coats of Devouring Deep Dish with a glossy top coat. And the next polish, the exclusive from Glisten and Glow, that will be at PBE, is Party at Portillos. Now, I lied, I do have some information. So this is going to be available at PBE first initially, right? And then online on the 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So this one will also be priced at $11.50. This one is described as a black jelly polish loaded with larger particle shimmer that shifts red, orange, yellow, and green. Another glorious sparkly polish. Looking back now, I feel like I should have done a 3rd coat because I did see a few bald patches just looking back at this footage. Couldn't really tell on the full hand swatch though, but I could tell. So I'm going to recommend 3 coats for everybody for this polish, and just working in thin coats just to build up. But look at all those gorgeous shifts. Look at that green. I love like swampy, sort of olivey green colors. That yellow, that orange, the red. You can really see all of the shifts in this polish, and I'm loving it. Pictured are 3 coats, nope, 2 coats, but I wanted to do 3 coats of Party at Portillos with a glossy top coat. Moving on to Dom polish. Now I'm going to be showing you 3 polishes, one of which is this one that is going to be a PBE exclusive on top of a trio. Now there are also 2 other collections that we'll be releasing. I'm not going to show it off in this video just because they are larger collections, and just for the sake of time and all of that, I'll try to incorporate it in a separate video or over on my Instagram channel. So just look out for that. But this one is called Super Pretty. This one is described as a gold, green, blue shifting large particle, gold tinted shimmer polish with silver reflective glitter. Oh gosh, I'm living my life right now with this polish, and this is so beautiful. I'm at a loss for words, and I'm whispering, and I don't need to whisper, but it is just stunning. I love large particle shimmer. I love reflective glitter. Dom polish was really one of the brands that I originally fell in love with when it came to reflective glitter and just busy kitchen sink polishes, because they just do them so well. I built this one up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. Now, because this one and the 2 other that you're going to see do have reflective glitter, you're going to want to use a glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat over it. But I'm loving all of this beautiful, gorgeous gold blue shifting shimmer in here. The standout really is that gold, but you can definitely see tints of green and tints of blue in here. And the large particle shimmer is just stealing my heart right now. It is glorious. Pictured are 2 coats of Dom polish Super Pretty with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Totally Posum. This one is described as a pink, orange, gold green shifting large particle blue tinted shimmer polish with silver reflective glitter. So again, similar components, just different shifty shimmer, and different large particle shimmer as well. So you can see how it dries down super textured. So remember using your glitter smoother and then a glossy top coat when you are finished polishing. Now I built this one up in 2 coats, and I thought it was fine for me. I liked it in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you, depending on how prominent your nail line is and really just your preference. This one is another stunning polish. Now I see the large particle blue like tinted shimmer in here, and this one is a very chameleon polish, right? Because at certain angles I see like a periwinkle base, and then at other angles, and you're gonna see in the still photo that it looks so different because we're getting a lot of the orange and a lot of the gold shifty large particle shimmer in here. But this almost feels like it gives me unicorn / angel vibes, depending on how you're looking at it, whether it's in movement and active or it's in a still photo. But pictured are 2 coats of Totally Posum with a glossy top. Now we're moving on to the Survivor series. So for each polish sold, $2 is going to be donated to the Sojourner Family Peace Center in Milwaukee. I'm going to leave all the information down below as well. This one is Jared. This one is a bright pink base with small particle blue purple shifting shimmer. And my goodness, my eyes were going crazy when I was watching this, and so was my camera. I built this one up in 2 coats. I think long or short nails, 2 coats will work fine for you. You can see how it's a little bit streaky on application, but you can see here on my full hand swatch that those streaks sort of just die down, blend in well. I added a glossy top coat, and you can't even tell. Everything just settled really well. That blue purple shifting shimmer just glows from within, and my nails almost look like they're disappearing at certain angles just because of that beautiful alien-like glow. And when I say alien-like glow, I mean that in a very good way. Just because it's just so like awe. Pictured are 2 coats of Jared with a glossy top coat. Next up we have Bridget. This is a teal, purple, pink, bronze, green shifty multi-chrome with assorted ultra holographic glitters. I had to take my time reading that. We have a lot going on here. but I'm living for that. I love it. You can see on the second coat, we are building it up to full opacity. I think long or short nails, depending on how you polish, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. Look how galactic this looks. We have that beautiful purplish darker base. Really, it's just all of these different multi-chrome pigments blending in together. So we see a lot of the pink, we see purple, we see blue, I see a little bit of green, and then just those like ultra holographic glitters. I love the chunkiness of them. And usually I'm not like a chunky glitter lover. I love my glitter, right? But I usually like it more fine. But this one I enjoyed. I think this is a fun polish, a nice little spin on a winter mani, or even if you want to wear it in the summer, but I thought it was beautiful. You're going to want to use a glitter smoother with this, and then your glossy top coat. But picture our 2 coats of Bridget or Bridget. I think it's just Bridget. I don't know. You guys tell me, with a glossy top coat. And the last polish in the Survivor series is Chuck. This one is a black base with taupe teal shifting shimmer. So like the simplest of the descriptions, but it's still a glorious and beautiful polish. So it does go on sheer on that first coat, but it gives way to building up to a beautiful, beautiful shade. On that second coat, you can see the base really deepen up, and you can see a lot of that teal shifting shimmer peeking in from that base. I built it up in 2 coats. Long or short nails, 2 to 3 coats will work best for you. I feel like I don't think this has a lot of streakiness. Initially painting, I had some streakiness, but then I was able to get rid of that when, you know, things settled and I put my glossy top coat over it. Ignore the marks on my middle and my middle and ring finger. That was me being impatient and applying glossy top coat a little bit too early. But this is a lovely polish with beautiful shifty shimmer. Pictured our 2 coats of Chuck with a glossy top coat. Dawn Polish is also going to have this cute little cup, little tumbler available at PBE as well. I think it's thermal. I don't know, honestly, I didn't even test it out, but I thought I read somewhere that it's thermal. If I'm wrong, I'll make sure I write everything down below, but I just wanted to show it off so you guys can see it ahead of time. It is super cute. I know tumblers are like all the rage right now. And then, you know, if you get a tumbler inspired by your favorite nail polish brand, it just makes it even better. All right, everybody, that is all that I have to share with you today. Let me know if you are going to be at the Polish and Beauty Expo, or if you need to get yourself a fairy, which is what we call people who have friends that are going to the expo, and they make a list of items that they would want for their fairy to come pick them up and mail it, or, you know, meet them in person to drop them off. Some of these items will first be available at Polish and Beauty Expo. Some of these items are exclusive to Polish and Beauty Expo. That's why you may want to get yourself a fairy. Some items will be launching later on the maker's site. And some items, if any is left over from Polish and Beauty Expo, will be available on the maker's site. Again, I'm going to leave all the information down below, as much details as I can. The more information and updates that I get, the more that I'll be adding into the description. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next one.